Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Tech Talks with Manju. Today we will be looking at the virtual network and the subnet calculation of the virtual network. So this particular link is specified only for the Azure. So I'll be talking about the AWS also in the future videos. As we see that when we were new to the Azure and especially the networking part, it was pretty hard for us to understand what is a supernetting, what is a subnetting, and then how to calculate our ranges. Okay, so this particular website will help us to understand how the subnet calculation works, and it is pretty easy for us to calculate our subnets. Since it's a third party, I'm not sure about the security part, so I want you to just use it for the internal calculation and do not give any of the customer detail links on this particular website, as I'm not aware. It might be the secured one also, so it is for the safety purpose. It's just to use the subnetting capabilities of this particular website and try to get the details out of it. Okay, so this is the website that I have been using it for a while, and it has been updated from a long time. Okay, now if we see the beauty of this particular website, it is designed to give a minimum particular subnet size and what is the maximum subnet size according to the respective subnet that you are trying to create. So there are a few generic subnets that we will be using it maybe for the virtual machine communication or DB communication, but when it is coming to the gatenet, it is a dedicated subnet. You should be using it for creating a gateway for that, right? So gateway subnet, it is dedicated. Minimum size would be /27 and maximum would be 27 itself. Okay, so recommended size also 27. Likewise, they will also try to explain for what gateway it has been used. Okay, so virtual network gateway, express route, site to site, all the calculations and the other things will also be mentioned here as a subnet, how you want to create it. Okay, so now we'll take a specific example where my environment has the gateway subnet and it does have a bastion subnet, and it has some of the virtual machines to communicate, and it has the ADDS subnet also, in which how we will be dividing a network. So basically what happens when we are trying to create a particular subnet designings, right? So very important for us to understand what range that you're trying to take it. From there you will try to divide the network into the subnet. So my example here is the larger one. It depends on the customer also, that we might take a /24 also if it is a very smallest environment. Okay, so in which we will be able to reduce the numbers, but I want to go with the larger one so that it will be easy for me to cover all of the concepts that which we are trying to look at. Okay, so the first and foremost thing is here we have a subnet name. Okay, now it start this subnet, so it takes the whole network as a subnet, and how we have to divide this, I'll just show you in a minute. So basically it has the subnet address, net masking, range of addresses, and particular Azure subnet usable IP addresses, how many will be there, because few of the IP addresses are reserved, as we have seen. 0, 1, 2, 3 would be reserved for the internal communication, also 255 also reserved for the communication. So how many usable IPs are there, this particular section will show you that, and also the usable host IPs there. So since we have been already taken this range and we would like to divide these this network into multiple subnets. Okay, so if we click on this /16 will get divided into 17 and 17. So our requirement here, we have one subnet should be /27, another subnet should be /28, and somewhere for the virtual machine and the other things, it can be /24 or 26. That's more than enough for our requirement for the demonstration purpose. Okay, now I'll be looking at the part where I can get almost 27. Okay, so I keep dividing these things. So I have reached the slash 27 network here. Okay, so now once we see that, the beauty of this particular tool here, it shows us how the subnet addresses are getting divided into, okay, and the net masking and IP ranges and the Azure subnet usable IPs also. This is very, very important for us. So all these things, if you don't want any of these sections, right, you just have to uncheck this. So that particular section will be off from this table. Okay, so for the demonstration purpose, I'd like to keep that subnet addresses. So here we have. Now I would like to just give first particular gateway as a gateway address here, and then next thing I would like to go with the version also. First route server subnet, we'll keep it